Hello. Everybody loves Raymond, ELR 360. Is that? Yes, that's going to be one mic, and that's another mic. And let's go back over here. That's connecting. Connecting. Hello, Tom Caldabiano here. Wow. Okay. Hello, everybody. All those who miss me. Yeah, let's go live there. That's going to be really a tight shot, but what are you going to do? There we go. There's both. Hello, Thomas Gerard. Okay, Tom Caldabiano here. Everybody loves Raymond 360. How do I sound, everybody? Last week, I did not. Oh, is that? Yeah, that's good. Last week, I was operating with a microphone that's on my camera, which is very far away, without realizing it until I finished. So if you guys ever think I sound bad, tell me hello. Tom, please fix your mic. All right, let's see what is going on here. So much stuff to talk about. So I was driving to the studio. It's a big studio, 8,000 square foot studio to get to. And the road was closed. Let me see. I'll show you a picture of a road. This is the last thing you want to see when you're trying to get to the studio. Is the only way to get to the studio is through there, which I still don't know because generally I don't stop and talk while there's an emergency going on. But a lot of fire trucks and police presence. So that delayed me. And then, I'm going to say hi to everybody. And then what happened, I have my beautiful new studio with the fork and spoon and the canister, which is here. And in this giant warehouse, there's also, in the far corner is a gym. And when I pulled up, somebody else pulled up. I said, oh, that's interesting because nobody's ever been here at 2 p.m. LA time. And then the nice trainer here pulled up and he said, hi, Tom, what are you doing here? And I said, oh, I'm here every single Sunday at 2 p.m. He goes, uh-oh. He goes, I did not know that, sorry. And so I had to move. So it was either listen to grunting and groaning and men working out, or move into actually my office, which is where I am now. Which the upside of being in the office is, if I turn this way, you'll see me in profile. If I turn this way, I have access to every photo that I ever took that I scanned. And if I go the other way, I have every single proof sheet in a notebook. I'll reach and get that. Can I reach? Is there one? Yeah, here we go. Within the tip of my fingers. If I can pick this book up. Okay, here. Do you see what that says? Is it backwards or is it to be scanned? Okay. These are. I'm going to randomly pick a proof sheet. Oh, let me make sure. Let me check sound while we're doing it. Audio. MixPre 10. Yes. Yes, a real professional microphone. Okay, let's pick a random page. Wow, okay. These are aerial shots. These are from up in an airplane. Okay, oh no, okay. So some of them I need names for, and that's when I post the proof sheets, and I really appreciate you guys helping, because here's an example of a proof sheet. All of you who deal with film, let me see, I need a whole nother table. Those of you who deal with film from the old days, you know that this is a proof sheet. I've held it up a few times in the past. There we go. Let's get rid of the glare. Okay, so don't worry, everybody. I know it's kind of frustrating because it's what is that? It's curtain call. It is curtain call. And I happen to know that this is from Deborah at the Lodge. Let's see, Instagram people, Deborah at the Lodge, number 182, Deborah at the Lodge, and the suffix is AA. Interesting. So in these, whatever, 25 books. I have a bunch of these proof sheets, and to be scanned just means that I have to take out, so let me put that in so it doesn't get lost. Okay, let's do this. And then we put this in here. People who are in love with film now, who are like, I shoot film, Tom. I love film, but the convenience of shooting digitally and having everything stored. So then everything has a corresponding negative. I take that physically, put it into a thing, scan it, import it, convert it into a positive, clean it up, and then I post it for you guys. And why, since I'm in my office and I have everything at my fingertips. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Okay. I'm going to say hello to a lot of people, but because I'm in my office, I have all these at my fingertips, and I bring this up because I posted a very popular post of a bunch of photos from Robert and Amy dancing, and I want to get into that and talk about that because just because there's only so many hours in a day. I said, let me look at the photos that I took while, let's see, did that go? I don't think that went. Hold on, now I'm turning to another computer, folks. Don't panic, I'm still with you. So let me airdrop that to me and to my phone. Okay, bingo. So great. For Robert and Amy's wedding, Phil asked me to take pictures for the end, those black and white photos that come up. And so this is me. Let me just hold. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so that's the wedding dance. Okay, this is a screen grab from the show. And if you guys have ever tried to take a screen grab on your phone of the show playing, you cannot. It gives you a black screen. So I think so. There I am holding my Nikon camera with an 80-200 zoom lens. There's Robert and Amy dancing. And then I think I have a closer upper photo. So here I am. So these photos, I realize that none of these photos were usable for the end of the show because it's a reverse angle. And so these, and here's one final one, folks. Robert and Amy dancing away, and there is yours truly holding up the camera. So last week when I posted some of the pictures, I said, I wonder, I'm sure when I developed them 25 years ago, I may have, let me do this. Let me hit that recording. This is Tom recording into the Mix Pretend, talking to my audience live. Yes, with an MKH50 and a little Aura Ray there next to me. And I started late on the recording. So I go, you know what? Let me look at that proof sheet. And so sure enough, I have a lot of photos. I have at least 75 photos of their dance from my angle. And so I have that proof sheet. I'm going to, this week, I will scan a lot of those photos. But for just for you to see, okay, that is perfect lighting. Everything looks good. From where I'm shooting directly into the lights that make this image look good. So I'm fighting a lot of things with those photos. And when I posted, let's go back to something called Instagram. Yes, Instagram. I'll go to my page. There I am. So let's see. Yes, so let's turn down the music so we don't hear that. Okay, so that is rehearsal. Yeah, okay, so great. So this that I posted, those are photos that I took, and you can see the lights behind them. That one's pretty good, but the camera's behind them, so that we obviously couldn't use it in the series because it breaks what's known as the fourth wall. Okay, so I have a lot of those photos. I will scan them. It's, when you're shooting the show and Phil's like, I need these good shots for the end of the show. None of those were considered because you're breaking the fourth wall. It's supposed to look like black and white photos of the actual wedding. So I never looked at them, in any, what would you call, some sort of intensity. And now I look back at them with real joy. Okay, let me go back to, do I have this? Yes, I'm looking around. I have so much stuff. Okay. Um, Tom, how is your camera? Did something happen to my camera, Lynn Van Orden, maybe? Okay, let me scroll back up so I can catch up. Hi, Thomas Gerard. Hi, Tom. Uh, it's it's in. Hi, everybody. Montreal has nice weather today. Yes, awesome. Let me see. Okay. People upset about Kimmel. Yes. Plus, I'm also annoyed because all over Facebook, all the AI ELR show so many fake stories that aren't even real. Yes. So, yes, Ray did Kimmel. I went to Kimmel. I'll send up a picture of Kimmel. Yeah. So, on Everose Raymond, we avoided politics. We avoided current events. We never talked about politics or current events in the show at all. So it would be timeless. And now, I guess, because everything is so polarizing, and I think, what am I trying to say? I just try and avoid politics at all costs. So I know Jimmy Kimmel is polarizing to some people. Ray went up there and did his stand-up comedy routine. He did not talk politics, but I get it. And I mean, I think it happened also. What happened? Yeah, Ray did an inaugural ball. And when I say inaugural ball, everybody in America is like, who did he do it for? Tom, who was it for? And this was a long time ago, and he did it for Obama. And I guess the president asked him to do it. And so this is his first term. And when I posted those pictures, I said, please no politics, please no politics. But people couldn't help themselves, so lesson learned. So there you go. Don't worry, Mona. I guess, I had a really hateful comment come up the other day, and I go, do I post this? Do I share this with my audience? And I would only share it if I could, put a black line over the person's name, because it's such a mean comment, and I think it's wrong. And who would want to be mean to me? All I'm trying to do is bring awareness about Everybody Loves Raymond and behind the scenes stuff on a show that you hopefully all love and gives you a reprieve from the daily chaos that is life. But this was a very mean comment, and I'm like, I don't want people attacking this person, but I would be curious how people responded to it. So that is not the goal, etc. Okay. Hi from Marshfield, Massachusetts. Hello. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. Hi, Steve Turk. Where in Wisconsin? We have Ryan in Wisconsin. I've been to Racine, Wisconsin. I've been to Pewaukee, Milwaukee, the Holler House, etc. You didn't have to. You didn't have to go. You don't have to give your home address. Hello, everybody. Hi. Mona says I found an old can in my house today. I didn't even know I had Old Mill oatmeal. The can is from 1980 rolled oats. Okay, post a picture, please, because a lot of people. Let me just reach back here to the desk here. Okay, so a lot of people have asked about this, the canister. Let me get some focus. Yes, look at that light. Look at this camera work here. Sorry, I bumped into the microphone. People have asked us to make it. To make this would probably be $200, and nobody I know can afford. Well, some people can afford it, but I think most people aren't going to want to pull the trigger on a $200 canister. But so we're looking for different options, but we haven't found any. It was a custom-made canister, so according to Rhonda. All right, let me catch up on all of our comments here. Karen Kraft, Tom, we appreciate your hard work. Do you have a darkroom? I do not, Carol. So during Everose Raymond, when I took all these photos, as you can tell, I'm busy, or maybe I just claim to be busy. I'm not really busy at all. I was doing the show, so I'm going to be honest. It was a little annoying to some of the writers because I would try and take pictures all the time. not, it wasn't annoying to them that I'm taking pictures of them. It was annoying because when everybody had to rush back to the writer's room to do a rewrite, maybe Tom would take his time and take photos of Phil Rosenthal giving notes to the cast. And so I have all these great photos from those moments, which are priceless now. But, some of the writers, appropriately so, are like, hey, your job is writing on the show and not taking pictures and not being in the writer's room. Is this a good hair day or what? I can't tell. I feel like my hair piece is coming off. Okay. I don't know I think it was better before I fixed it. Here, let's do that. Fixed it. Okay. A lot of comments more comments than I would think about my hair. So, no, I did not own a dark room. I would go to the Warner Brothers Photo Lab, which was right on the lot there. So it was very convenient for me. And that goes into a philosophy of life of like everything you do is an opportunity cost. So by me spending time in the dark room developing the film, I would not be writing a script maybe, or not giving it as much time into a script. So yes, excellent question. Let me see. Hi, Kathy Pine. Kathy Pine, shout out to you. You and Donnell are really outstanding at guessing episodes. I am impressed. And for people who are like, how did you guess that from that? We have to talk about that. Deborah's green sweater. I'm super impressed, and kudos to you because I am involved with the show extensively, and I can't guess half of these things. Closet and basement full of folders just like that. Like my proof sheet thing, etc. Let me see. Let me see this. Mona, my husband had a certain machine because we had over 1,000 slides in the house, and I turned the slides into pictures and put them on CDs. Yeah. So the beauty of slides. So I did take slides on Eros Raymond. Slides, just so for the younger people, a slide is a film that's a positive, meaning when you develop it, you're looking at a miniature picture. And old Kodachrome slides are amazing. My father was in the Korean War and stationed in Greenland, and he had Kodachrome slides that he stored super, super carefully in a shoebox on his front porch, which got hit by sun from 2 in the afternoon till 8 p.m. And plenty of humidity in New Jersey. Throw that in. Those pictures look amazing. Let me see if I can find one. How would I find one? Tom, on your many, let's see. So the beauty of the slide is you see the positive. You see a miniature picture, and they're very, very easy to scan. Let's see, what search word could I put in there? Maybe Greenland. Okay, I usually don't show. Let's see. I'm gonna bail if this doesn't work. Let's see, of this slide. Yes, did I spell that correctly? I did. Okay. No luck here. One more search term. And what did you do with those slides? Mona, what did you do with those slides? That's so interesting that I can't. Okay. What are you going to do? Let's look at collections and then photos. Yeah. See, that's the problem. I searched the word and I have Tony, and I found a picture of my friend Tony with Mel Brooks. There you go. And 555 other photos came up. Oh, okay. There's nothing more exciting than somebody looking at their phone that you can't see. Perhaps that could be another hit show. Okay, let's go back. Kathy Pine, love these photos. I love all the black and white photos. Yes. Slides too. Yes. What did you do with those slides? Lynn Van Orden, maybe. I'm not going to command you to answer me, but did something happen to my camera? Hello, Anita John. Hi, been a while since I watched Portland, Maine, saying hello. Hi, Anne Marie D'Alfonso de Milo, right? Or is it? There's not an extra A in there. Hi, Lisa. Your photos at the end of the episode look great. Professional, yes. My favorite thing about Amy and Robert's wedding dance is that it was based on Monica and Phil's real wedding dance. Yes. Hello from Toronto. Hi, Neil. Swansea, Wales, United Kingdom, Neil Passmore. You know, there was a writer, I was doing a show, taking pictures of the release of Beefeater 24 in London, and I believe, was it Nick Passmore? He was a wine writer. Same last name. Tom from Douglas, how many photos do you think you took the entire run of the show? And would you ever publish them in a book? Yes. I think that's upstairs. Yes. So we published him in a book. It's called Everybody. I'm looking around my office here. We published in a book. It's called Everybody Loves Raymond, Our Family Album. The book contains 300 photographs. I took 30,000 photographs. So you guys are the beneficiary of all the photos that I was not able to put in the book. Raymond was great on Kimmel. Yes. Bob Silva, Eat Biscuits, Be Happy. Yes, very good. Was the episode, the breakup tape, based on a true story? Kathleen Izo Hain. Is that how you would pronounce it? I love pronounce it. Manja Italian food. Yes. Tom, you bring joy. Hi, Carol Nicholson. You bring joy. So generous of you to take the time every week. Yes, we're going on 5 years of me doing this every Sunday, and it's awesome. And we are going to do our official podcast. So I know we've been talking about it for a long time, but don't worry, it's coming up. Yes, Janet, this is a congenial group. Let's see. That damn canister. Yeah, I have an Elvis. Okay, Anita John. This is interesting. I have an Elvis obsession going on right now, and whenever I hear In the Ghetto, I have a little laugh as I always remember Ray singing it on the show. I loved it. Yes, so if you, this is related to Phil Rosenthal, if you love Elvis, there's a documentary called Epic, E-P-I-C, Elvis Presley in Concert, and they found this old footage of Elvis at 35 doing one of his first shows in Las Vegas, and he is in phenomenal shape, and it's amazing audio, and just to see him, because we all have different memories of Elvis. I personally found it unbelievable to watch, and you know, you see in the audience there is Sammy Davis Jr., Cary Grant, etc. I love seeing the episode of Ray's first time on the Best of All King of Leno, Johnny Carson. Thanks for pulling that one out. Beth Ann, yes. So Raymond was on, it's a long-winded story. I won't tell you the whole story, but Raymond was on Johnny Carson his last year, and that led to Raymond. Here, let me see if this pen works, because I got to remember the subjects that I was going to talk about. Let's see. Let me see. Wow, how many pages? I'm flipping. Oh my goodness, these are my to-do lists. Okay. There you go, folks. It's called pen and paper. Okay, does that work? Yes. Okay, Deborah's green sweater. Raymond on Carson. Okay, good. And I have to remember these things as they come up. So Ray Romano did Johnny Carson. It was the biggest night of his life. I happened to be out in California, and I went to that filming of Raymond on Johnny Carson. And what that led to, other than prestige, was nothing. Zero, goose egg. What does that mean, Tom? Well, it wasn't until years later, 1995, when Raymond did David Letterman. And when he did David Letterman, he got a development deal, and that led to Everybody Loves Raymond. But when Ray did Carson, and I remember it was a big thrill because Ray and I went out the night before with Ray's manager, Roy Rosegarden, and Mike Rowe, another comedian, not the Dirty Jobs Mike Rowe, but a comedy writer, Mike Rowe. And we went out, and then we raced back to Ray's hotel in Hollywood just to hear Johnny Carson say Ray's name. That's how big of a thrill it was. To hear Johnny Carson saying, tomorrow night, Ray Romano, was like, oh my gosh, that's a crazy, crazy thing. But he did it. It went well. There's a whole bunch of stories around it, which I'll tell another time. But it didn't lead to a development deal, and Raymond went right back to doing stand-up comedy. So it was a little bit of a letdown. Now, for you, as a normal person who lives your life, you're like, oh, he did Johnny Carson. I didn't know it's supposed to lead to any type of development thing. But here's what happened. the week, I think Ray got bumped. You know, that happens a lot. You got a date and then you get bumped. A guy got, I think Ray got bumped for a guy, but at least this guy went on before Ray did. He got a TV series and became a big star. And so Ray went on and did not get a TV series and did not become a big star. That person is Drew Carey. If you look up the Drew Carey Johnny Carson appearance, Drew Carey killed. He destroyed, as we say in the business. Here, let me take a drink here. There we go. Nemo's Pizza. Sadly, I didn't have time to make tea because I had to move my whole studio. Okay. What was I trying to pull over to here? Patricia Heaton, we will get back to comments. Patricia Heaton in the green sweater. Patricia Heaton in the green sweater. That was from Tasteless Frank, and she's backstage. Patty's doing, let me show the picture. I love showing the pictures that I took that I already showed. So there we go. Here is Tom narrating the picture, and I do like to do certain amounts of narration. As you've seen, I have to do more of those where I talk you through a photo. Directly behind her is Elena. Directly above Elena's head is two railings, two pieces of wood that are diagonally going up. Hold on one second, folks. Diagonally going up, that is the steps that lead up to Ray and Deborah's steps that lead into their living room. So they are in the same direction as Ray and Deborah's living room steps. This does confuse people. So when Deborah storms off, goes up the steps, she hits a platform, goes to the right, and then comes down those steps that you see in this photo. So if there was no wall in between them, it would look like double staircase. Like she walks up and then walks down, it goes in the same direction. And so Patty is she's standing by the toaster. That was kind of the low, if you were eating peanut butter and jelly, you would be right behind Patty's left elbow. Okay, so that is a scene from Tasteless Frank. And I was like, oh, let me see if people can guess what this scene is from just that picture. And kudos. Very quickly, people said Tasteless Frank. And, she has a lot of makeup on. And so people guessed a lot of ones where she had a lot of makeup on, like Marie's Vision, etc. So, okay, let's see. That was awesome. All right. The next subject here, Mike Duddy. Mike Duddy as the groomsman at Ray and Deborah's wedding. Okay, and here's Mike Duddy. I think people got confused. This is Mike Duddy going over lines with Peter Boyle, who is in Tasteless Frank. And so he is just rehearsing. So Mike Duddy was worked on the show early on, I think as a production assistant, which is known as a PA. And Phil liked him, and so Phil just was like, put him in the wedding episode. Now, many of you pointed out, and I think you're right, John Manfrotati. A lot of flack from real Italians who are like, it's not Gianni, it's Johnny, like Johnny Versace. Is that correct? I think so. But John Manfrotati should have been in that wedding party because he was with Ray as a futon delivery man when he met Deborah. And so I would call that, there weren't many quote unquote mistakes made in the show, like really faux pas. There was one faux pas that I can think of. There were small things, like, I'm not talking about continuity. Like, wait, there was a bigger piece of cake and then it became a smaller piece of cake in between takes. That's really nitpicky stuff, but I mean storyline stuff. So, Mike Duddy was a groomsman. I can't explain why. Mike Duddy himself, when I saw him at the 30-year reunion that just happened, he goes, Phil was like, I like this kid, put him in the movie, which is not how Phil sounds. But so it was kind of a Bob Evans impersonation. If you watched anything about The Godfather, you would know that name. So that is Mike Duddy, who ended up becoming kind of like Peter's assistant. And also a stand-in. So I've posted a picture in past with all the stand-ins at the kitchen table, and people write, well, who are these people? I don't understand. What are you showing me? And then I said, oh, they're stand-ins. And then somebody wrote, Ray Romano earned that much money and he needed a stand-in. So the function of a stand-in seems to throw people. It has nothing to do with laziness of an actor. It has to do with lighting, etc. All right, let's go back to. And do you agree? Should Gianni have been in that episode? In Ray and Deborah's wedding. Okay, let me take another sip. Does anybody know where Nemo's Pizza, the real pizzeria, is based on? That exterior shot from Nemo's Pizza? I'd be curious. I happen to know. But I only know because somebody who lived there said, the exterior of Nemo's Pizza is actually a place in this place. So, okay, let me see. Let's go over to the neglected Instagram. Ah, yes, poor Instagram. I feel bad. It is my problem. How did Frank/Peter Boyle singing come as a pitch? Complex Drive writes. Him singing at the karaoke bar at the end of 6 Feet Under is one of my favorite scenes of all time. Yeah, so we knew that. Hold on, I have to do this. I can't take it. Okay. Wow. Now, wait a minute. Now I look like I was in a car accident. Okay. This is really, why did I do that? Oh boy. Is that, okay. My stylist is out today. And my stylist looks very similar to me in a mirror. So we knew that Peter Boyle could sing when Raymond and I shared an apartment the first season of Everybody's Raymond, and above us lived Peter Boyle. And we went out to a place called the Ivy one night, and Peter was talking about singing, and I had a friend there with me, and he just started singing to her. And he said, to her, after he's done singing, you just did something that's very hard to do, which is have somebody sing to you. Because if you ever want to feel uncomfortable, have somebody, I don't care if it's Frank Sinatra, singing one-on-one, it's all of a sudden you're a weird audience member. Now, I know you might say, I'll accept that, Tom. I would sit through Elvis serenading me alone. But you're kind of an audience. There's a dynamic there. So from that experience, I knew Peter could sing. 6 Feet Under is an episode that I wrote with Steve Scrovan and Cindy Shupak, season 2 of Everybody's Raymond. I had the idea of Ray not being 6 foot. Like, that kicked it off. Like, what if Ray finds out he's not quite 6 foot, and that leads to this crisis? And so any way to get Peter to sing, and I think that was the whole thing of, your dreams. We all have dreams that don't get materialized. Everybody on the planet, no matter how successful you are. That's why if you look at, it's so interesting to me, like George Harrison and Paul Newman, fairly successful people in their craft became obsessed with car racing. And so you're like, if Paul Newman wasn't an actor, could he have made it as a race car driver? Or George Harrison also. So there's always dreams unrealized. So that episode kind of opened that up, and we're like, it would be funny if Peter could sing. So on camera and do that. So thank you very much, everybody. My wife thinks I'm in the bathroom. Is just a great line, and he has a great voice. And we built that club. I think I'm sitting I think me, Cindy, and Steve Scrovan are sitting in the audience of the club, but you only see our silhouettes. And that club was filmed near, sorry, that's my audio stuff. That club was kind of where Frank and Marie's kitchen was. Okay, let me fix this a little bit. Okay, there we go. Louder than you think. Okay, let's make sure we didn't lose audio. Let's look at this. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, let's look for some more questions. So that's how it came up. Yes. Let me see. The episode raised last time. Okay, let me scroll down. Catching up, Thomas. Refrigerator magnet like the fork and spoon. Yes. So we could. I wish I could. So the canister, the magnetic fork and spoon, which is 3 pieces and genuine wood, magnet. That is an awesome little thing. We can check into making a magnet. I think we'll put a vote. So what we have tried to do as much as possible is have everybody vote on what they really would like. And so, yowzer. So, and as a thing, so we'll put it up to a vote if people want that. Okay, let me just do this so that doesn't fall again. Let's put that down there. Let's put that down there. I'm adjusting a very expensive piece of audio. By the way, the guy who said, "Oh, sorry, Tom, can I help you move?" He was very grateful. He's like, "Thank you so much, Tom, for punishing your audience by having to balance 3 different things." Okay, let's just do this. There we go. Okay, Tom. Now the center of gravity is there, and then I move that. Okay. Questions. Okay. Looks like you got your hair cut this week. Yes, I think it might be too short. I'm going to have to grow into this. Tom, you were the photographer at Amy and Wedding's wedding, right? I see you at the reception. Yes, Anne-Marie, you must have. Okay, let me catch up. Last week I asked about... Oh, wow, that just went away. Last week, hold on. Since Cousin Gerard was cut out of the wedding episode, you guys obviously wanted him as a guest in the show. Why did it take him so long to come back? Hi, Kathy Pine. Excellent question. Okay, let me see those. Yeah, let me bring that up for people. Yeah, I think I'm never... There we go. That's better. So what happened? So I posted video that I took of Cousin Gerard playing the accordion, but you didn't see it in the episode. Oh, which reminds me, I have discovered a missing scene, a scene that was filmed but never shown, and I'm going to post those photos, because even for me, I was doing this. Do I have a loop here? I look at my proof sheets like this, and I'm like going like this, and I go, I don't remember this scene. And so then I looked up the script, and sure enough, it's in the script, but it is not in the show that aired, so I will post that soon. Why did it take so long for Cousin Gerard to come back? It's like anything else. Phil, you would pitch stories. You had 22 to 24 stories per year. So you would try and think of the funniest idea. So, period. So maybe somebody would be like, Fred Stoller is so funny. Let's try and make an episode for him. You might have that idea, but for the most part, you're thinking, oh, here's what happened in real life that's funny, etc. So the only reason it took so long to come back was because clearly we liked him, was just someone had to think of a funny story idea for him, for Cousin Gerard. Excellent question. Okay, Donnell, hi. Okay, I double-checked. Let me bring this up. Donnell, you get moved to the front line. Okay, I double-checked, and the exterior shot was at 1907 Avenue U in Sheepshead Bay, neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York, at Trio Restaurant, which is out of business now. Donnell, you are correct. It was Trio's Restaurant in Brooklyn. I did not know that until I had a random meeting with a guy named Jason, who was like, "Do you know Tom?" And I'm like, "I did not know that," and not that long ago. Marie kept yes. Hi, Linda. No, I have not done any progress on the crossword puzzle. No, I have to put that on my list of things to do, but don't worry, it will get done. Did Fred Stoller always play the accordion? No, and I don't think it would just seem like a very funny idea that he could, but he can't in real life, I don't believe. I love the scene where Ray is asking Gerard to speak properly now. Yes, a great scene. I love the Cousin Gerard. Yes, and the Sucrets. Awesome. So Karen Kraft. This is one that I was not aware of, and I'm sure Phil wouldn't be aware of this even. Another inconsistency, they changed Linda and Bernie's child from a boy to a girl, Benjamin to Madeline. That's a weird one, right? I mean, I think you are correct, but that's a random one that has no bearing. And for example, here I explained this. I explained this before from a question. The reason John Manfrotati played the cable guy in season one is because he was Ray's friend in real life, and the show was probably going to get canceled. So Ray's like, "Hey, I have a small part for you. Play the cable guy on my show." And John Manfrotati didn't go, I'll bet you the show turns around and then you'll have a chance to have me back. He said, "Oh, maybe I'll pay my rent this month. Thank you, Raymond. I will play the cable guy." So he came in and played the cable guy. And so that's what happened. So, but now you're watching it and you don't have the linear passage of time. You're just watching it overall and you're like, that's weird. Why would did they try and sneak one by us? Same thing with Kevin James. Kevin James was originally Raymond's friend in real life, and we cast him as character Kevin, way before King of Queens created the character Doug. So which is not a spin-off of Everest Raymond. So then once he became Doug on CBS said, "You're going to have Kevin James on your show, and he's going to be the character Doug from the King of Queens, because we have to cross-promote the show." Okay, so there you go. But the Bernie and Linda, that is a great one, Karen. I have to remember to ask that. Okay, let's see this. Yes, okay. You wish they had included more of Peter singing at the end of that thing. Yeah, but you needed the timing for the joke. I agree. We wish we could have him sing a lot, but you needed the timing of the joke. You can only have so much song before you hit that punchline, because you can't have too much of a setup. So let's keep going. Last week I asked about Marie's lockable drawer. Do you know what was kept in there? Yes, the diary, the secrets. I see. Now I'm clear. Karen, you are a magnet collector. Okay, then I will post that picture and then we will do it. We'll vote on the canister as a magnet. I spoke in short term, in a shorthand. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Annabelle. Hi, Annabelle. When my TV remote stopped working and I could not watch TV, I went to watching ELR on the DVD series. I saw Gerard in a scene I've never seen before. I will be interested to see if this is the one you're talking about. It is not the one I'm talking about. What is the Gerard one that you've never seen before? I'm curious now, Annabelle, because I'm sure I might have pictures. This is not it at all. Hi, Karen. Common question: did the cast wear their own clothing? No. I would say probably never. If anybody would, it's Ray. So just so you know, it's just like when people ask, did anybody's dogs or anybody's personal dogs in the show? A question you would expect to be asked. So when you do a show, it's such a business. Is that correct? You just have to be professional. So what does that mean? When you have wardrobe, like let's say Raymond has a blue shirt, wardrobe always has to have 2 or 3 maybe of them. I don't know. There's an amount, and next time Mary Ellen Boucher is on, we can ask her. But you can't, Ray can't show up or Patty show up and be like, I really like this sweater. Now, she could, if she did it months in advance and said, I really want this sweater to be in Deborah's wardrobe. Can you get 3 more so I can wear it? But I don't know that ever happened. So normally the wardrobe department has to go through the script and be like, okay, they're wearing this, and they have to coordinate also. So they have to coordinate. Is it going to be, Brad is wearing red, Deborah's wearing green. What's his name is wearing whatever. So the wardrobe department is juggling a lot of things. As I've said before, when they do a really good job, you don't know that they've done anything. So you're just like, oh, that looks really good. And when you watch a college production, not to take away from college productions, or a low budget production, you're like, oh, this feels something's wrong. So if you look, and I noticed this when we were publishing the book, the colors of the cast and what they're wearing is so well coordinated. So Patty wore a lot of red and Ray wore a lot of blue, but you can't have Ray wearing blue every single episode. And if you wear blue, so I'm always amazed. So the complicating factor would be, you can't just show up. The wardrobe department has a lot of work to do to make sure that everything in the scene, stands out and looks good. And especially, this sounds weird, but in the more mundane day-to-day thing, when Patty comes out for PTNA dressed like the whatever hooker, that's a specific outfit. But for the most part, it has to be like, will this person wear this in real life? Okay, excellent question. Excellent question. People want to know. Yes, scrolling down. Let me see. Did you know, hi Anita, did you know how amazing Patricia's singing voice was before you cast her in the show? Yes, I would like to say that I cast her. I know you're just figuratively speaking. I'm just, it's funny because I met with the head of casting from CBS and I said, you should come on and talk about casting. And he said, okay, but Lisa Miller Katz has to come on and in a protective way. In other words, he's saying, I don't want to take credit for casting the show, even though I was the head of casting at CBS and had a hand in casting everything, but how much involvement is it? So that's my long-winded way of saying, I don't know that they knew that Patty could sing. So the one thing that is the hardest thing to find is the wife on a sitcom. I know this from many sources. So to find someone who's attractive, believable, not mean, but can yell and can cry and has good comedic timing, and then the fact that Patty could sing, that's just like, wow, great. So. So no, I don't know that Phil. That would be a good question for Phil. Kathy Pine, as a former technician, that always was our goal. If our work sticks out, we're doing it wrong. Yes, Kathy, a technician in what? But 100% you only notice the mistakes. Tom, I asked this a few weeks ago. Did I not answer, Tabitha? Tom, I asked this a few weeks ago. Why season 1 set was so different from season 1? Why one set was so different from season 1 soundstage, season 2 soundstage? Ray and Deborah's living room, yellow diamond wallpaper, lighter wood paneling to massive, the fork and spoon, and the mirror kitchen. Couldn't they have moved season 1 set to the new soundstage? Thanks, Tabitha. Okay, excellent question, Tabitha. It comes up a lot. We have so many, I think we just hit 82,000 followers, which is congratulations to everybody who spreads the word. Could they have moved it? Yes. So you have to remember the show was, you don't have to remember anything. There's no test, but the pilot was shot at Universal Studios. Season 1 was shot at Hollywood Center Studios. And then we moved over to Warner Brothers. The first pilot was a presentation pilot, low budget. Then they moved season 1 to Hollywood Center, and I don't know. We'll have to ask Donna Stamps and the rest of the art department team, Sharon Bussey and LJ Hody Shell. What happened? Why they decided? Did the set go away? Did they decide? You know what? We'd rather have this wallpaper. But an excellent question. The fork and spoon. I know that Donna told me she bought the fork and spoon at the Rose Bowl flea market years ago. So I don't know when she bought that. You are welcome. Perfect Guys Good. Tom, did they actually go to Italy? Yes, they went to Italy. Which of the opening little sequence was my favorite, Anita? Yeah. What did I like? I liked They're Coming, where they're coming. It's so filmic, coming across the street where Ray's hiding, and then Marie's hand comes in through the mail slot. I love that one. All right, let's do a script, right? A script. Is there a script here? What is this one? Okay. Can't show it to camera because this is where you guys guess. And we've realized that before I take my snack, I must handle the script. Otherwise, all of these precious scripts, which I saved, will be covered with chocolate, which we do not want to have. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Oh, let me just check on Instagram. Our neglected stepchild here. Okay, yes, I think they're the only original cast from the first episode. Leo, one of Ray's friends, did not return, unlike John and Kevin. The only original cast from the first episode, Leo, one of Ray's friends, did not return, unlike it. Yes, I forget why Leo did not come back. But yes, you are correct, Leo. Saying Leo is okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So now here, this is going to be a tough one, folks. Donnell, Kathy, good luck. Good luck. Oh, did I show it? I hope I didn't show it. In which case, it'll be easy. This is what's known as a props script. So that means there is only Polaroids of props. Can you guess an episode based on props? Now, if you have Marie's sculpture, then you can guess it. Okay, I'm shuffling these. If somebody guesses it from this, I will be so impressed. So impressed. Okay. Okay, there's a couple of clues. I'm looking through. All right, there is a scene in here. So, yeah. Okay, it narrows it down, but... So this is really for continuity. Okay, are you ready, folks? If you can guess this episode from the props, and please let me make sure I didn't show it already, because that's like cheating. That's like really cheating. Hi, Anita. This is one of the highlights of my Sundays, is being able to chat. Love talking about Everybody Loves Raymond. I'm very glad to hear that. I like that one the best too, when Marie's hand comes through the mail slot. Very good. Hi, Lynn Van Orden, maybe. Love this live. Great photo. Tom is awesome. Oh, yes, I'm taking that comment. Fred Silver is so perfect. Yes. Tabitha, you are welcome. Okay, let's see. Who can guess? Who can guess based on Polaroids? Okay. You cannot guess. If you guess an episode from a Polaroid close-up of the kitchen counter, you move to the front of the class, okay? Here we go. Polaroid number 2. Coffee table. By the way, this shows you how much work goes into it, because Rhonda is taking these to make sure that in between takes, everything goes back to the way it was. Okay, let's do this. Here's this. I'm deliberately doing... Okay. That looks like a table. That's a clue right there. My prediction is nobody is going to guess this. You can narrow it down, but if you guess this, I will be shocked. Okay? Here we go. So I can already tell that's Patty and Ralph, her makeup hair person, tending to her while they take this photo. Okay? By the way, the good thing about the comments is it's time-stamped, so you can tell who's right, who's wrong. Oh, so that was a clue about Patty's top sweater, whatever it is. Okay, there we go. There's a kitchen. The top of their refrigerator. Why would they have that? What happened there that we know? Okay, let me see. Is this... Let me keep going. Okay, here we go. I've never done... By the way, it's much easier when they're loose, because I can hold them right up to the camera. There you go, folks. Instagram, I'm going to scan a little bit. Instagram is right there. That's a whole thing for Instagram. Okay. Here we go. More of the counter. Excruciating detail from every department, just so that you guys don't find bloopers years later. Okay. There we go. Not so fast. The home. Bad Moon Rising. Bad Moon Rising. The Ants. Is that what that says? The Ants? Sister-in-law. These are all great guesses. All wrong. Okay. There we go. There you go, Instagram. Moving it back for you guys. All right. Here's a little bit of a clue for you, for all of you. Okay, that is a clue. That is a clue. So far, the best clues are Patty's sweater and that one I just showed you. What is this now? Instagram right there. Okay, when Deborah slammed Ray against the refrigerator. Nope. The home, no, not so fast, no. The bugle, no. Oh, Thomas Gerard. I'm not going to say it yet because we only have 3 pictures left. There we go. Instagram framing right there. Super close for Facebook right there. 2 photos left, everybody. Is that upside down? Is that? Yeah, there we go. Okay, Instagram. There you go. Tom Cultivator here, writer on Everest Raymond, holding up Polaroids from an episode from the props department. Okay, I think now this is the biggest clue along with Patty's top. Okay, sweater. What do you call it? All right, let me scroll back and see who guessed it first. Okay, let's put that here. Oh, I have drink. This is now water from our logo mug. I took a big shot of honey before I started talking. Okay, that's my trusty magnifying glass, which will help. Now, okay, let's go. Let me put this here. I can't hit the keyboard. How are my levels? Good? Yeah, good. Okay. The skit, who's next? A job for Robert, Karen, Jack. I think Thomas Gerard may have guessed it first. Is that possible? A job for Robert, Thomas Gerard. Let me see if somebody guessed it earlier. The Ants. Lynn. Yes, Tom, I noticed today ELR360 has 32 subscribers, but on the front screen still shows an old number in the 30s. Instagram is in the 30s. And Facebook is 82,000 followers, which is great. Okay, it looks like Thomas Gerard got it first. A job for Robert. Congratulations. I'm super impressed. Robert and Amy staying in Ray's bedroom. A job for Robert. The Incubator episode. Yes, Mike. Correct. Fondue date night. Interesting. Ray's. So that was a clue. So it was. So here for those following at home. There we go. A job for Robert. And Rhonda was the head of the props department, and those were all of her Polaroids, okay? So, a job for Robert. The script, this is the shooting script, as we all know, with Rhonda's notes in them. Copious notes. The amount of work that goes into these is just amazing. All right, let's try a snack before we say goodbye. What time is it? Okay. Pure joy. Let me see what is in. Here we go, folks. The genuine canister. Genuine steel. Okay. Okay. Noises people shouldn't make. This, I've never seen this before. A Nestle, this has to be from my UK friend. A Nestle Milky Bar. Never seen it in my life. A Nestle Milky Bar. Interesting. Okay. I'm skeptical because it tells me, is it, let me see. Let me just see this. Yes, loving the canister. As soon as I saw the screen in the window. Okay, that was the. See, I thought I accidentally showed this, which that that's Rhonda's notes right there, and that is kind of a dead giveaway. Okay, the Milky Bar, trying it. For those of you that are new, Tom Caltabiano here, writer on Everest Raymond. Why is he trying a Milky Bar? That doesn't make sense. I like Everest Raymond. I don't even know this guy. In the writer's room, we did a test of cookies, and okay, so this makes sense. We did a test of cookies because Jeremy Stevens, old-time writer, said that Hydrox were better than Oreos, and so any excuse to not write, Phil decided to have a cookie test in the writer's room. Okay, there you go. Wow, it looks milky. So this is chocolate without any of the chocolate part, right? Is this really chocolate? Let me see. I'm gonna taste. I'm reading comments. Sorry. Google the UK advertise. The Milky Bars are on me. Whoops. Hold on. There we go. Milky Bar is a white chocolate UK classic. Oh, Donnell. Oh, ugh, hard to see on the phone. Okay. Okay, let me try it now. Is this okay? Yeah. Here we go. First time in my life, never heard of it. I've heard of white chocolate. Okay. I have to cover my eyes and then it'll focus on the chocolate bar like I'm in the witness protection program. Here we go. Chewing the Milky Bar. So, how can it not be that sweet? It's very good. It's melting in my mouth, so. By the way, for etiquette-wise, chewing on microphone is now accepted, and yet it shouldn't be. By the way, this lighting isn't bad. I missed the complete set that we built that I had to migrate from, but this lighting is not bad. All right, let me try one more bite. I gotta tell you, I love dark chocolate the most. So it's not that sweet. It's tasty. I'd give this like a 7.5. I think a 7.5. And keep in mind, folks, I'm a very hard rater. I think I've given a handful of 9s, but 7.5. Solid, delicious. Are there any health benefits? Because maybe you guys can help me. There's a study that I was told that high-fat ice cream is good for you. And so that's like the best news I've heard all year. So I know that dark chocolate genuinely has health benefits. We've all heard that. It's not as good as broccoli for you, but I tend to want to believe that. Are there any benefits to the Milky Bar? Not that there has to be. One of my favorite things in the world is a Jammy Dodger, and on a nutrition scale, it's 0, and I don't care. Okay, very good. Milky Bar. Who knew? And it must be odd when you're in the UK or wherever, and you're like, Tom, how can you not have seen a Milky Bar? What rock did you live under? All right, let's do some final questions. Did I miss any questions that people had that I neglected? And again, I'm scrolling. I'm seeing a ton of questions. So if I don't answer your question, there's a very, very good chance I missed it. Just like if you send me a message, I get messages on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, not so much. So if I miss a message, please send it again. I'm not avoiding. Made for sharing, it says. Find someone to share it. Yes, I'm all alone. There is nobody to share it with. Tom, check your inbox later. I'm going to send you a picture of the Old Mills canister. Yeah, I'll put up the measurements. Tom, try Dubai chocolate. You know, I was in Dubai and I didn't try their chocolate, so I will have to try it now. Maybe somewhere in lovely downtown Burbank has it. I'm surprised it isn't too sweet. White chocolate is normally very sweet. Lisa, I'm with you. I was expecting my teeth to hurt, but I have found that anything from the UK that I try is usually not, you know. Karen, I still want to know what lipstick Deborah wears. Yeah, let me see. I'm on that. Who did I text? Because don't forget, there's 9 years of lipstick. So there's going to be a whole bunch of them. And I think, this breaks my heart. I saved from the dumpster all of these, right? For wardrobe and makeup. For wardrobe and props. And the makeup people had the same thing. That means they had pictures of every single actor in the makeup chair or on the set, and they all went in a dumpster. It breaks my heart to think about it, but what are you going to do? And that's, here I'm scrolling through to get, let's see, this, and then this, and then this. Wow, how far do I have to go to get, okay, so Ralph there, who's doing Patty's hair. Ralph had pictures of everybody's hair from every episode since he started, all in a dumpster, all gone. That would have been so great. That would have been, but you have to be grateful for what you have. Okay, final questions, final comments. They sell it here where I am. It's delicious. Yes, it seems to be that everybody does. Tom, you need to try Terry's white chocolate version. I don't know if I can find it in the country. It might be tough. It might be tough to find it, but I will look. Okay, everybody, what do I owe you? The Raymond, the Robert and Amy dancing photos. I'm gonna scan those this week. The George Clooney video of Raymond with George Clooney, way back when, etc. So many different things. All right, thank you everybody for joining. As I'm so thankful every week that you guys tune in. Next week, I'm sure that I will be back in the studio proper. So I appreciate all of your patience. I'm looking around here, the canister, all these scripts, etc. Don't forget, there's a show inside the writers' room. Ray and Phil and the writers, myself included. 30th in Texas, Austin, Texas, at the ATX, the Austin TV Festival, May 30th. And Phil is on a tour right now to promote his book. And I think with his daughter, they have it. I know they do. I don't know exactly. I think they're promoting the kids' book that they did together, the second one. Felt like an earthquake for a second. That's why I was pausing. Phil will be in Australia, folks. That's what I was trying to get to. He's at a couple stops in the United States, and then in Australia, if you watch Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix, this is your chance in Australia to catch him. I think some of his shows have sold out, and they've added second shows. So I will post that thing being the schedule. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for your comments. See you next week. Have a great week.